Welcome to episode 38 of the WireTap podcast with Alex.
And Carlos, what's the episode 38, Alex?
38, man. We started in January. The year's almost over.
Jeez, episode 38, my friend. It has been a crazy year, but a good year in so many ways, man. So I know together we'll sit back in a couple of weeks or so, maybe cheers and celebrate this good time. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. I felt like I don't know. I felt like I was almost getting sick again. Does that make sense? Like that I was about to get something. It's a nonstop thing lately, man. How about you? Are you catching any of this mess?
No, man. I stay away from people and I try to keep to myself. But no, man, I'm good.
Good. I'm glad you are, man. I'm glad you are. But me and Alex were just talking to those that are listening to us today. One, thank you. But number two, we were just talking that maybe we should do a show in Spanish, just one show, because we've got listeners that are tapping in all the way from Mexico. Now if there was another country that we could do it, and I don't think we could be
Fluent
we could
enough.
learn a language right away, right? But I think we ought to give it a shot, man. Maybe episode 39 could be a special edition in Spanish.
We'll see.
And get laughed at to see how strong or how perfect our Spanish is. What do you think, Alex?
I mean, was I don't know, challenging, but we'll see.
Speaking of challenging, have you noticed this incredible, I guess you can call it outperformance, man? What is going on with Avis Budget, bro? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I mean, actually, when I was talking,
like the rental car company, guys, if you haven't been listening or watching recent stock news, Avis is in the news, Alex. You agree with me on that?
yeah, dude. One of my coworkers actually brought it to my attention because his son was on it like a year ago, and he was like super ecstatic because the market just shot up,
Because he made some money.
Because he made some good money, and I was like,
Dad, we're rich.
He didn't even know that he was into it, and I was like, oh, Jimmy, because his name is Jimmy, and we kind of always talk about stocks, and it's because everybody's always trying to make a dollar, so
right.
we're talking we're trying to talk about stocks in here, and he's like, yeah, did you see this? I was like, no, actually, this was completely outside of my radar. Wasn't even paying attention to this, and if you look at the percentage that it shot, it went from like 171 to 5. Yeah,
2 days ago. Yeah.
2 days ago, from 171 to 539, and then it did take a dip immediately after to like 300, and it's holding steady like around the $296 $300 range.
It's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. And there's some pieces, right? There's some I guess you can say variables or positive contributors, if I could use that specific term, that are playing a major role in this uptick, right? Number one, we've learned so far after doing a little bit of research on Avis is that they paid down debt. Listen, you guys know it just as much as we do, that anytime you pay one less credit card, right, one less loan, one less reoccurring monthly payment, it frees up cash, right? And because it frees up cash, it gives you an opportunity to do something with that. And because this is a publicly traded company and investors are involved, it has the ability to do just a stronger payback, right? An opportunity for a stronger return. And that's what happened. Did you catch that, Alex?
Yeah, and then here's another thing. They did a bunch of buybacks on their stock.
Oh,
and
huge.
And here's the difference, Carlos, too. The 52.
So explain what a buyback is for those that are listening. What is a buyback?
Well, hold on. I'll jump into that in a second. But the 52-week low was $28.80. So if you got
just
into
to put
it when
in
it was
comparison, right? Yeah.
And then of course the 52-week high, like we mentioned, it shot to 545, which is crazy. Yeah, so buyback from a company is when the company believes in itself and they're trying to, surge back the stock. They go and they start buying back shares from the investors, so they hold the majority of the stocks. They have more votes. They have a more direction of the company. That also shows a strong leadership. Yeah, it's a lot of strong leadership that believes on the company, that they're willing to go back and invest more into the company. So that's what a buyback means, and obviously it's good because that tends to bring the stock back up.
Well, they've increased in revenue. Of course, we've learned
Hmm.
that. But here's where I'm going to be maybe a negative Nancy. For any Nancys that are listening, we're sorry. We don't mean that in a derogatory way. But during travel, right? Hang with me, guys. During travel, during the pandemic, if you didn't want to fly, right? Or if you didn't have your vaccine and you wanted to travel, and you said, hey, instead of jumping on an airplane, let's just hang out in the backyard, right? Let's go look. We live in Alabama and we've never been to Nevada, right? Nevada
Hmm.
is right there. Let's just drive. Let's enjoy the scenery, something we've never done. It is a long drive for sure, but you get an opportunity to enjoy a
To
different kind
sightsee,
of
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just rent a car, right? So go to Avis, go to Budget, go to Hertz, etc. And I think what has happened, and I hope I'm wrong in this, okay, guys, I really do. I hope that the stock has surged because of, number one is,
Travel.
removing the debt, right? But I also think there's a contributing piece here is the travel industry is bouncing back. But I think you're going to see people, more individuals, instead of renting a vehicle, Alex, they're going to jump back on that airplane,
Carlos,
right?
talking about vehicles, I wanted to just briefly talk about, Rivian is a new company that's electric
Oh yeah, the
company.
new EV vehicle. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so Amazon is
They're
backed up by
beautiful.
Amazon, is backed up by Ford. It looks like there's other companies that have a little bit investment before on it. They're releasing their IPO. They're looking for an evaluation of $8.4 billion. Roughly what that translates to, you're looking about like I think they're around the $65 range. Normally I've have found success in investing early in some of these companies. It can either go
Mhm.
both ways, right? You can invest $65 and eventually it'll go down. Now, keep in mind, they don't have any vehicles out, but they do promising that they're going to have a lot of vehicles out. And I think Ford has 100,000 car, placed an order. I mean, for that many units. Or I think Amazon placed 100,000 units,
That's
and we'll
something
see
else right
what
there, man.
happens.
Woo-hoo. Amazon is
Deliver
getting it, bro.
but delivered by 2030. So that's the thing, right? So there's got a couple years. So this stock could go either down and it can go back up.
Right.
Um, I don't know. It seems like you need to keep an eye on it because it could go to. We've already seen what Tesla's at. Even though Tesla is not just a car manufacturer, it produces all kinds of other things.
Right. But remember, their car division isn't producing what, they're still running in the red, right? They're still running in the red. And did you hear recently about this recall they're going through because of a software issue, models, et cetera, between a certain year? Did you hear about that?
No,
They're going
I
through a
haven't heard about
recall.
the.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't
No,
affect
but
the stock at all, right?
no, but and I just did. I didn't want to go too much into depth, deep into this. I just wanted to basically say this is IPO maybe next week. If you guys are interested, you may
Watch it.
want to look into it. Yeah.
Right, right. And only because, when it comes to these kind of updates, you certainly want to watch the market. You want to look out for new things. But speaking of updates, Alex, what is it? 56 cargo ships are stuck at anchor.
You're wondering why you can't get your stuff? This is why. It is 56 cargo ships stuck outside of California. It's because it's.
56. They're
I
dealing with
mean,
140 total ships in the ports, 140, and that includes 87 freighters, right?
mhm.
According to the Marine Exchange of Southern California, and a lot of these guys, I don't know if you've recently read, Alex. I don't know if we talked about this. I can't remember, but they're going all the way to Florida now, right? They're not stopping in LA. They're using the Florida port to be able to unload, man. Even if it takes longer to get there, they got to unload. They got to go through the Gulf. They don't care, right?
I
They
mean
need
the
to do this.
the port in Los Angeles, it's basically increased to 8.5 days. But you know what? It's not as crazy as the one over there. I think in Chicago, they're about. I'll find it really quick. Oh yeah, they went from 35 days to 73 days
That's
just
nuts.
to. Oh, it's in San Francisco or something. Yeah, San
Just to
Francisco,
unload
Shanghai.
those flat
I mean,
screens for Black Friday.
The problem is that there's no truckers. There's not enough workers to take. And one of the things that they point out, the containers are bigger and bigger than they were 10 years ago. So that means more containers, less
Triple
people
the
to
size, I
unload.
think they said. Triple the size of what they were 10 to 15 years ago.
And here's the thing
Huge,
too.
man.
Nobody, if you're a trucker
It's
and you get paid
crazy.
by the load, correct?
Right.
Most truckers get paid.
Or you
Mhm.
get paid by the day, right? If you set it up that day, or you get paid by the mile, right? You'd be a fool to do it in certain ways, like by the
Here's
day. The
okay,
mile is
but
best, right? But you still get paid to sit there and wait, bro.
you get paid to sit there and wait because I think some of these truckers are maybe that's why they don't want to take them because they're sitting there for hours and hours, sometimes days, just to. There's a line backed up on they say that there's a line backed up all the way in the highway, just the truckers trying to get in and wait their turn. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
man.
And then
So
with the holidays
again,
coming,
yeah. Christmas may not look like Christmas, right?
mhm,
Only because they're going to be, look, we see it already at the
IOU cards.
IOU cards. Only because we already see it for Black Friday, right? Dude, I don't know about you, but when I watch television as the little amount of time that I get to watch TV, I don't see anything about Black Friday. And it's usually Walmart, right? Walmart and
Mhm.
Best Buy are and Target pushing those sales, right? Pushing it. And this time it's, catch us online. Why wait to the end of the month for a sale? Why don't you just start early? It's because whatever you can get right now, you might as well jump on it, Alex.
I mean, it's just all the manufacturers. It's not just like I don't know if clothing. I'm assuming clothing is also maybe a little bit, but it's all the tech industry. It's everything, man. It's
It's my
crazy.
Supreme bag. One of my Supreme bags might be sitting in there. I don't even know it. It's got to make
It's
its way to
probably.
New
Did you
York
see
and then make it here
And then here's another thing. Some of the containers, like their stuff was falling off overboard.
because they're overloaded. Because they're overloaded. This is a mess, bro. And look, this is not. I don't believe this is on an administration. I think this is a logistics problem, a personnel problem. I don't think this is based fully on people not wanting to go back to work. I think if people need a job and they want to work, they'll go back to work. There's no more benefits being pushed out, right? It's not. It's just the industry is changing, and Alex, I was saying this to somebody the other day, and I'm going to try not to prolong this combo, but makes you wonder. Here's what it makes me wonder, and this could be a good topic of conversation, but it makes me wonder, okay, fine, we're not going to raise the minimum wage to $15, right? That was the vote that took place. We're not going to do that. Okay. Not a problem. Well, why don't we, right, create an opportunity for inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Following me, right? People working, people can't afford, people aren't wanting to get paid what they used to get paid or what they were, pre-pandemic. And now they're saying things are getting more expensive. Now gas has gone up. I got to find another job. I got to find somewhere else that pays me more versus having two jobs. And before you know it, a lot of these employers are having to raise their wages, man. Right? Could be a
Yeah.
strategy, could be a tactic, but I'm telling you,
Well,
I'm seeing it myself, right?
no. And here's the thing: that you can't find any employees that are already. What was gonna say experience in that field. Like for example, in our field, you can't find technicians that are already experienced in the security sector,
Right.
and the ones that are, they're a little bit on this, but they're not diverse. And then there is no workers, just period. There isn't. It's like it's so crazy. And then we're talking to a different competitor company, and then one of the guys was saying is like, for the first time, I had a technician called and say, "He's like, hey, I don't feel like coming into work." And normally I would have said, okay, don't come back at all, period.
You
But I
can't do
had a
that.
I had to bite my
Yeah.
he's like, I had to bite
Yeah.
my tongue and
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
when do you
Yeah.
think you'll be able to come back to work? So I can what a difference, right? It's crazy.
How do I kiss your butt?
Like how to it's like,
What can I
okay,
do to bring you? Listen, I totally get it, bro. I
I
totally
mean
get it.
it's
Totally.
crazy, right?
I had a staff member. I had one of my staff members tell me, because I would call, they got sick, right? They got sick. They got COVID. And I had one of my staff members said, because I would text him every day, right? How are you
Yeah.
feeling? how are you doing? Do you need to go to the doctor? What is the doctor saying? Only because I'm concerned for my staff, right? That's it, bro. That's the only reason I'm texting versus calling. And this specific employee said, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like you were rushing me to come back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, not at all. I was not. But,
Mm-hmm.
right,
We do
there's a
need you.
level of that, right? There's a level of that because we need to continue to move forward as a company, right? Just as much as that security office needed it, I need it, right? So yeah, I totally get it. And it's not that you're bending over backwards. I think this pandemic, this mess has kind of opened up our eyes as employers, even as employees, right? That, hey, I can't keep living like this, right? I can't
Yeah.
just, this rat race has got to slow down for me at some point, right? I don't think there may be, listen, dude, this pandemic put people out of work that, it's a company. Let's just give an example, a manufacturing company, which I'm not going to say a name that I'm very familiar with, that I know about this manufacturing company. They never stop, right? They're always going. They specialize in heavy machinery and heavy equipment,
Mm-hmm.
but because of the pandemic, they had to slow down, right? And these people who were working 365, right? 12, 13, 14, 15-hour shifts have never experienced a day off like that. And when during
Now they
that time
like
that
it.
as a right, and during that time as a country where, back in 2020 of February, March, April, some people got like 10 days off, 30 days off, like, and still got paid, right? But they've never experienced this time away. And maybe there was a moment of
A reset.
enlightenment, right?
It's
Right.
a
A
reset.
reset. So,
A,
I think, it is what it is, but I totally get what he's saying. And it's true. You can't run that route no more, man. You got to take care of your people, bro, because they're taking care of you. That's
talking
reality.
talking about taking care of your people. And I know you wanted to talk about this subject about DACA. There was a Texas judge that ruled basically partially ending the DACA, which is
I
the
ain't trying to
deferred
get
action.
political, but yeah.
No. I mean, it's not political. It's just the deferred action for child, arrival, and a lot of people agree with this, don't agree, but I think that a child has been here, right or wrong, right, whatever you
Right.
believe, but someone that's been here for their whole life doesn't know anything outside of the U.S. I mean, they should be entitled to, especially if they put in the work and everything, to be
Doing
able
the
to
right
receive
thing.
that.
Right.
Yeah, doing the
Right.
right thing, trying to go to school, go to college, provide, be a law-abiding citizen, providing, and you don't want to give them the means to do it. Is like I'm not 100% agreeing with ending DACA. I think that it should be allowed to continue, especially for those people, man, because we all know the hardship that it is, especially when you've never been outside of the United States.
Right. What was that? What was one of the things, I think one of the things that stuck out to me about this whole non-renewal of applications was that one of the pieces was, because of this specific court order by the by the Supreme Court, that if you started an application and you sent in your information and you paid for it to start processing, you don't get a refund.
How gangster is that, though?
That's
Think about that.
gangster.
It's such a gangster move.
That's
Uh,
such a gangster move, man. That is
you think about
so
it. It's like it's
jacked
like
up.
it's like, hey, you're like you go into the meat grinder. It's like, hey, well, here's your money for the meat, and then you're like, oh, I'm not gonna give you no meat, and I ain't gonna give your
Uh-uh.
money back.
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
think it's like it almost reminds me of
It's
some.
not funny. It's not funny, but
It's
geez, right? That is savage, bro.
and the thing is, you can't do anything about it.
Absolutely
Who
nothing.
are you gonna call?
Right?
There's nobody you can call. They'd be
You
like,
can't
dude,
sue. You can't.
the government literally just stole your money.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that just crazy, bro? That is just nuts. It is. It's hilarious. In the fact that, like, it makes you laugh, right? That it's like, geez, like,
I mean,
it's
you
like
don't know
that,
if you
right?
you don't know if to laugh, cry, yell, scream.
You
It's
gotta
like it's
laugh,
so.
Alex. You gotta laugh. Like, you gotta laugh. What else are you gonna do?
No,
What,
that's what
you
I'm
gonna be
saying. You
angry
just
about
don't.
it? Okay, what does that do? Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, It's
Look, I
I don't
think I
know.
think the reason this is I look, I don't think it's the piece about not the refund that's messed up. It's the fact that there are thousands of individuals, whether you're
Hmm.
Mexican or whether you're Honduran, whether you're
Yeah,
Cuban, I don't care where you're from, right? If
not
you
Cubans, right? Because Cubans have
well, there's a
automatic
different
citizen.
setup for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Look, my point is this is a humanitarian issue in so many ways. And at some point, yes, the immigration, I guess you can say process, maybe not process, the immigration issue, our system is broken in certain
it's
ways, right?
broken.
We
Yeah,
we
for sure.
recognize that. We recognize that. But some of this stuff, like this is a good step forward. Like this DACA program,
Yeah,
what a
no, it was
move,
a
like
great.
what a boss move, right? That's what I'm talking about. But and then you move into this. It's like, come on, right? It is what it is. But I wanted to bring that because a lot of our viewers will say to us, look, I love that we're talking about finance. I love that you give us information on finance, how to budget, how to handle stocks. What do we do when it comes to, the future of our money, et cetera, et cetera. But, we've had people that have said, hey, can you talk about other things? What about this DACA thing? And this is an opportunity for us to address it. And I think there's only so much we can say about it, right? I think it hits home for both of us, Alex, right? And we're American citizens, right? It
Hmm.
it affects us whether we are
It
directly
just,
receiving this program or
I just,
not, right?
I just think that a
Because we
lot
know
of
people,
people, yeah, you know people, you know about the struggle. You lived it through either your family members or close friends, or you seen. It's like I think a lot of people don't put themselves in a different situation
right?
and just feel like super entitled, because we are in the country that everybody wants to go in, and everyone should be super grateful that
Right. It's a great
we are
country.
perceived,
Yeah,
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 we're
yeah.
perceived as the one of the greatest nations out there, right? Um,
Right.
and the thing is like until you put yourself into those other shoes or kind of live or
You'll
go and
never
feel that
understand.
hardship, you don't
Yeah.
understand. It's
No, no,
and
no.
and a lot of I don't care what you are. There's a lot of people that out there that if you tell them, would you do anything for your kids? 100% of the time they'll be like, I do anything for my kids, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
in
Even if that means
including
walking
in
in the
break
middle of the night, crossing a desert, right?
and that's what
Right.
I was
Right.
exactly about to
Right.
say. That means
Right.
even if you're breaking the law, you would do anything for your kids. If
Right.
you're
Right.
starving and you don't have any food and your kid is there dying, you're not gonna let your kid die.
No,
You don't care if you go to jail for
no, man.
stealing that apple. You'll
Right.
steal that apple
Right.
off that orchard and give it to your child to eat.
Right.
It's like so.
Right.
It's like until you put into that situation, I think it's really hard to judge anybody, because everyone that if you ask, they'll say, "I'll do anything for my kids." If I have to kill that dude to that extreme, right? It's like you don't touch my kids. I was like, okay, if you're gonna go that route, what's anything different than this?
Right.
Not
What's
to
that?
go
What's that
super,
change? Right. Right.
yeah,
Not to
not to
go
go
too
too,
aggressive or too
yeah,
extreme, right? But I get what
no,
you're
but
saying. Absolutely.
no, but I'm saying it's just an example that I've asked. It's like, okay, because there's like, wait a minute, you said this before, you personally told me this, and it's like,
Right.
so now, and now you're changing your story. It's like, no, let's just all within its own like process or right contact, but.
Right. Right. So anyway, I listen. We can't continue to dive too deep into this because,
Yeah,
I don't think me and Alex differ on the immigration system. I think we both are on the same level, but
I'll just say this,
I just
Carlos,
think
really
I'll
quick.
just say it sucks. How about that? It
No,
just sucks.
and
How about
I
that?
just want to say this out too before we wrap it up on this topic. And I'm not saying for people should break the law. Just to be clear, is like
Right.
I'm not agreeing with people. I think we should go through the process. I think that there's a reason why, but we need to fix the process so people can follow the process. That's what
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Create a system that works for a system to be followed. Right.
Correct.
It is what it is. So yeah,
And
man. So
it's
yeah.
all to our leadership and Congress people, and that's why you got to get out and vote if you can vote, and vote for people that are gonna think your ideas. And I'm not saying vote Democrat. I'm not saying vote Republican. You vote wherever your ideas line,
Right.
and
Right.
what
Right.
works best for you. And there you go.
Right, 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 right. So anyway, hey, listen, I got a question.
Mhm.
Someone asked the other day, so what are some of y'all's hobbies? I mean, I could tell you mine, but I think to me the most interesting hobby Alex, was is your old hobby? I don't know if it's old or if it still exists. I don't know. I don't know because I don't think I've
I mean,
asked too much about it. You as a gamer, I know you're a big gamer. I know you always wear your little 100 Thieves shirts, and
well, here's the thing: is that I have
you
many
play
hobbies.
Roadblocks. Are you a Roadblocks guy?
No,
Like
I don't
those
play no
type?
Roblox. Nah, it
Okay. Are
was
you a
like
Minecraft guy? You a Minecraft?
I played Minecraft before. Yeah, I
Okay.
got it, and it's one of those games that you can go super in depth with, because it's got so much. You
Yeah.
can go. It's here's the thing: video games. I used to back in the
Like this is
days. I
a
used to
5 minute segment. Like, don't give me the rundown in the
no.
history
I was
of
just saying
how.
I really love video games. Now I'm
Yeah.
busy with everything in my life that
Yeah,
it's
life.
not so much.
You've grown
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah. I'm grown up. I got
Got a
kids. I got
job.
other responsibilities and stuff like that. But
Adulting sucks.
yeah, adulting sucks. Video games
Don't grow up,
are.
kids.
I like video games, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I also like to
Same.
draw. If people don't know, I'm very artistic. I used to do a lot of stuff, and I like editing, doing photos, editing. So anything that has to do creative and video games. But the video games like Minecraft, for example, I hear a lot of people get parents get mad because they spend so much hours. But man, that game has so much elements that it's almost like an engineering electrical that you can take it into the depth. I don't want to go too much into the game. You guys can do your own research,
Whoa.
but there's ways that you're mining like these rhinestones, and then you put them together. You create levers and basically maneuvers, and you can create this whole thing that's moving doors and everything. And it really takes almost like it's almost like you're engineering something. You're putting electrical circuits together that you're teaching something way more than the school would teach because you're actually putting puzzles together in your brain. So video games, I think it's not as bad as people make it seem to. Um, and I would encourage any kid that's out there, if your parents are really getting onto you about video games, well, do your homework, get it over with, do your chores, and then what they're gonna complain about? You eat your dinner,
Right.
you play video games, and then you go to sleep.
Right.
But if you haven't done your homework and you haven't done your chores, then how
It's
you
not going to
expect
work
them
out
not to
well
get
for
mad
you.
because to get playing video games?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask. So you're a COD guy, right? You like COD. Did you ever
Yep.
do any competitions, Alex? I've
Well, I
always
mean,
wondered that.
I did
I
play a
feel like
couple
I've
of
got to
them.
interview you here, Alex. So did
Nah,
you
I
ever
mean,
do any competitions, Alex? Yeah.
no, I did participate in a couple and everything. No,
Did you
here's the
win
thing.
anything?
I've won a couple matches here and there. Nothing.
Are you any
Not,
good?
I
Like,
would say back in the days.
like my question, like I mean that, like, are you like if you
No,
were to gauge yourself, are you good,
no,
or
I think
are you just like okay, like I
no,
can play,
I think I was above average for sure.
okay,
Um,
like a 75 in class?
no,
Are
way
you
better
like
than
in the
that.
80s? Like you're in 80s, like in the 80s?
I'm like an 85 higher, probably. Like I would say, but
Like a 88?
I'm not in the elite class. Here's the thing: I got into it way at the tail end, right when you're
Okay,
supposed to
okay,
be
okay.
at the peak. I was already working, having real job and stuff like that when I was trying to compete.
Yeah, yeah,
Most of
yeah.
the time when you
You're
start
drawing
compete,
Social Security and you're playing
yeah,
video games. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, correct,
yeah. I
yeah.
get it.
The social security. No, but most of these kids are like 13 to 14, 16 years old. I'm already over here 18, 19 years old playing.
Did
It's like
anybody did anybody say anything to you like, dude, how old are you?
Nah,
Like,
I
what are you
used to
doing
play with young
here?
kids. I used to play
Oh, okay.
with like some of my
Did
close
you
friends.
ever ask them to teach you? Like, did you ever learn from them? Dude, how you do that?
Yeah, like when we were like back in the days, we were in a sniping clan,
Yeah.
and some
Like
of
when
those
you
kids
say
were.
back in the day, you mean like 3 years or like 3 months?
No, I mean like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4, and stuff like that.
What
It's
is
like
that? What is that, Alex? I'm sorry. What
I
is
mean,
Call of Duty for? What
I
is
would
Call
have
of Duty for?
so that's like that was what's that like? I would have to find out the years,
We're in
dude. And I don't want to take
2021. What is Call of Duty
hold
for?
on, Modern Warfare 2. Hold on, release date. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
Modern Warfare. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
I
Okay.
mean, let me just see when that was. That was back in hold on, I don't want 2009, dude.
2009. How about that? So it's been over 10 years, Alex. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because
So
I
yeah, I
remember you
mean,
used to like record yourself
oh,
and
there's
then you
still
would like
videos out
post it
there.
on social media and you die
There's
like 5 minutes in and I'm like, wow, he's really doesn't have a future in this. Someone needs to tell
that's not true. But I do have
No, that's
videos out
cool,
there.
man. That's good. No,
No,
that's
I
good.
do have. They probably can go find them. I'm not gonna say the name of the gamer channels out there, but
Why not?
it's a
Like Twitch?
nah.
Are you on
No,
Twitch? Are you on
I
Twitch?
was at one
Oh, you
point.
are on Twitch. What are the other platforms?
Nah, I was just on YouTube and Twitch.
Okay, okay. You have isn't it? Aren't you like crypto something out there or something like that?
No, it's not. It's not.
Crypto. What? I
It's
can't
not.
remember. I do remember
Don't worry
something.
about it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
something.
anyway, I think it's a cool hobby. I think, listen, anybody out there that's a gamer, make a comment, right? Send us an email, right? I don't know. Find us on
Well,
social media,
We'll
right?
recap
And tell
on your
Alex
hobby
how
for
good you are, right? Yeah, we can
yeah.
recap a hobby for me later on. But
Your hobby on the
I'm
next
not as
one.
cool as you, man. I am not as cool as you when it comes to a hobby like that, dude.
Oh, I
If
used to be.
anything, I would have been mining like ether or something. I don't know. That'll
No,
pay
that's
some
cool
cash,
too.
right?
But that
Right.
wasn't that's recent. That's not back then, Carlos.
Right. We should have jumped on that. I've always wanted to learn code. How about you? You ever wanted to do that?
Here's what I think. I think that if in today's
Time to do
society,
that.
I think huh?
Yeah. No,
What'd you
sorry.
say?
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in today's society, I think that if you're not gonna pursue like a doctor or a lawyer or something that really requires like those type of degrees, I think coding, technical and engineering, I think those are the jobs of the future, to be honest. Like I would encourage my kid is like, hey, if you love video games, get
Yeah.
into webbing, coding, because it can translate to so many different things. And man, because I think coding is gonna be the way of the future. Watch.
I think so too. You see this meta route. You see where he's going with it, right?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about that, but we'll have
we'll
to
talk
bring
about that
check.
another day. So last segment, Alex, we've got like 3 minutes. What are you good at that no one knows about? That was another question. What are you good at that no one knows?
I think we're way overboard of your target time.
Dude,
but,
what are you good at that no one knows?
Dude, listen. I'm very artistic. I'm very good at drawing. I'm really good at a lot of stuff. Here's the thing. I'm very good at a lot of things because I think that if you just apply
He's
yourself,
so humble. I love his modesty.
dude, listen. I think if you just apply yourself to whatever you want to do and really like hone in that craft, you can become good at anything you put your mind to, dude. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
And I have that personality when I target something, I go deep, and then I may go into something else later down the road, but I try to really learn. I get books. I do this.
Are you
that.
Are you a car dancer? Like, do you dance in the car?
I mean, but you mean like this, doing bouncing my head, bouncing your head, yeah.
No.
Nah,
Like,
I mean,
a car dancer, like, because remember, you used to break dance. So I don't know, like, if that is translated.
Oh, that's another thing I used to do. Yeah, back in the days, breakdancing.
If that translates into being a car dancer, like, because some people are bad on a car. Like in a car, bro, I can hang with all of them. Like I could do my own TikTok driving in the car dancing. Like I think I.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I will tell you know what I am good at. I am a good singer. I will say that.
I don't think. Oh, here's the one thing that people don't know. I have a TikTok, my TikTok out there that's got 857,000 views. It's got 85,000 likes. It went. I've been viral a couple times
because of that one video. That one video. It's good.
Yeah, that one video went viral, and I got a couple other ones that hit pretty good high numbers. But that's pretty good. I mean,
that's your claim to fame, bro. It's great. No, that's good. That's good. I like that. I love you called me. You're like, bro, I'm going viral. It was great.
I was going viral. And here's the thing, though. Maybe we can use my TikTok, but we don't.
Yeah, maybe you could put. How about you put this show
on that?
How about you put this show on your TikTok, Mr. Gone
it's
Viral?
Just listen, I just don't have the time to cut these segments and put them in
listen,
there.
While you're editing this program, you could put that in there. I don't know what's so difficult. I just don't see how this isn't connecting. Like, I don't see Mr. Good at everything. I need you to target this, as you just mentioned, right?
No, because you gotta take the little snippets and then export it.
Why don't you call that GTR though and have him walk you through this process?
I don't know how to do the process. It's just that I don't want to do the process.
Listen, guys, I'm
already having heart. Like, I'm already on deadline trying to get this show up, and you want me to do all this extra stuff.
Want me to
but anyways, we'll talk about it. Go ahead, kick us off.
Listen, I want to say thank you to everybody who listens to us. We always say this. We are indebted to you. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you stick around for the whole show. We try to give you a variety, right? We try to give you a variety. We tried to always do what we intended to do from the day that we started. So 38 episodes in, we just want to say thank you. So anyway, as always, an inspirational quote comes in. This actually comes from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, since he is so inspirational, right? He's gotten into this whole inspirational piece. What was that?
Don't worry, I'll tell you after.
Oh, okay. He's gotten into this whole thing of being inspirational, but he says success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. Greatness will come. I'll say it again. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. Greatness will come.
And he says, this is what I do. Meaning, I'm waving my hands out there for your listeners. That means I put in the work. You put in the work with your hands. Get in there, get dirty.
I didn't know. Shout out to Rock.
Shout out to The Rock. Come
DJ.
on,
all right, later. All right, guys.
Later.
Thanks
Peace
for
out.
listening. Here comes that song.